All right, folks, Armed Defender here, and we're going to talk about making your legacy Glock great again. I have a legacy Glock right here, and we're going to talk about a few things. The reason I'm making this video is for the Glock fans out there, if you have an old Glock, Gen 1, Gen 2, I'm kind of more focusing on the Gen 2s. If you have a Gen 2, and you're looking to kind of upgrade it a little bit, or you're just wanting an upgraded Glock, but you just don't have the coin for it, there's things you could do to a Gen 2, and it just kind of modernizes it, so to speak. And I'm going to show a few of those things. So this is a Glock 17 Gen 2 right here. You can see it's pretty much a Gen 2, except there's a couple differences on there. None of these things that I did are permanent to the gun. So if you're worried about collectability, you don't have to worry about, permanently modifying. I'm not stippling the gun. I'm not changing the frame. I'm not screwing things in or gluing things on. There's none of that stuff. So first thing right here, updating the night sights. If you have an old legacy Glock, you might either have just the standard factory sights on it, which suck, or you might have some old night sights if it was an LE trade-in, which are pretty common. You might have some old night sights that are pretty much worn out. So getting on and getting some inexpensive sights, that should be job number one. Make sure you have good sights. The gun is only as good as the sights, right? So make sure you do that. As we move down to the grip, put some type of texturing on there, so wrap around texturing. Yeah, you could stipple it, but you're permanently changing the gun. The idea of this is things you can do without changing the core gun, keeping it factory. So there's different brands out there. I got the kind of skateboard type consistency, so that way it locks in my hand really well for firing. Now we're looking down here. I got this little grip plug. The grip plug is there because it complements the magazine cutout right here, or the kind of a magwell type cutout. This right here kind of blocks off the back and makes a little ramp, so it's almost like a pseudo magwell in a sense. You notice it when you put a grip plug in and you start doing mag changes, it's a little bit easier. It's because of that. It just makes it a little bit smoother right here. It just helps it helps the magazine find its home just a tad bit better. So the barrel. Now you don't have to change anything on the barrel, but the reason I have this different barrel in is just for number one, it has standard rifling versus the Glock polygonal rifling. So I could use whatever bullet I want. If you guys remember, or maybe if you don't know, for Glocks, polygonal rifling, if you use a lead load or something like that, there could be some buildup. So if you happen to use old lead reloads or something like that, if you're a reloader, then swapping to a regular barrel is perfectly fine, and it will work with that, with those type of reloads. But you don't need it. I just put it on there just to kind of give the barrel a little bit of an updated deal. If you want to suppress these things, or if you want to throw a comp on it, you can do so. But that's what I did with the barrel, and it's a drop-in part. I still have the original barrel, so if I wanted to return this, then that's the key. If I wanted to return this back to original, I could do so at any time. The biggest thing I have right here, you can see this rail. The Glock Gen 1s, Gen 2s did not have a rail on it. This one does. It's a clamshell style rail. It's a pretty good quality. There's various manufacturers out there, so just kind of look and see what you got. Some of them are they're a little bit cheaper, and they're not made as well, so just kind of do your research on it. But there you go. This is a modernized legacy Glock. Now I didn't do anything to the extractor. I know I could upgrade the extractor. I just chose not to because this is working just fine. I didn't do anything to the slide lock, slide release, nothing to the trigger, none of that. I kept everything stock. I just did some external things to make this a little bit more versatile to whatever task you might want it for. Keep in mind though, with this rail, you throw a full-size light on it, it's not exactly going to fit into holsters very well. They're designed for like a Glock 17 with a light. That's just because there's a little bit of height difference. So you might want to get like an adjustable universal style holster, but there are some pretty good Kydex ones out there that do give you some reasonable retention and whatnot. So keep that in mind. If you want to do this, you might have some holster restrictions. But all in all, I just wanted to show this to you guys to show that, yeah, you could take a Glock, a legacy Glock, and change it around, make it just a little bit more better for the modern age, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. None of the stuff that I did is cost a lot of money. With the items that I put on here, plus the cost of a standard, in this case, a Gen 2 Glock 17 Police trade-in, I'm still cheaper, probably by at least, I want to say probably about $100, possibly even more, probably about $150 cheaper than getting a base Gen 5 Glock, or a base brand new Gen 4 Glock, either one. So something to keep in mind. These things still run good. The Gen 2 still run good. One thing you could do as well, because like I said, these things don't cost that much money. Along with that, if you want, now the springs are still good in this, so I'm not worried about it, but you could buy springs. You can still buy springs for super cheap, recoil, guide rod, assembly, and then all the internal springs. Change out all the internal springs, and you have a new gun, pretty much. So hope this helps you out for all the Glock fans out there. Those legacy Glocks are amongst the best. So, you know, don't hesitate to grab them and use them. Have fun with them. Leave all your comments in the comment section below. Blow up that comment section. I like to see a lot of comments. And until next time, Armed Defender signing off.